Hi everyone, this is Dr. Mamta Java, your microbiology faculty. Let's learn about the important features of West Nile virus, few cases of which have been recently reported in Kerala. Now, first and foremost, why this virus has been named so? Why it is called as West Nile virus? The reason is this virus was first isolated in the West Nile area of Uganda district in Africa. So that is why this virus is named so. Now, what kind of a virus this is? RNA virus or DNA virus? Now, if you remember the names of the DNA viruses, which are very less names, by default all the other viruses become RNA viruses. Now the names of the medically significant DNA viruses can be remembered by the word happy, double H A triple P Y. Now H stands for what? The first H stands for the herpes viruses, second H stands for hepadinavirus, that is the hepatitis causing DNA virus, in other words hepatitis B virus, which by the way is the only hepatitis virus which has got DNA as its genome. Rest of the hepatitis viruses have got RNA as the genome, as and this itself is an MCQ. Then A in happy stands for adenovirus. Please don't confuse it with arena virus. Remember, adeno has got a D in its name. So adenovirus is what? It's a DNA virus, and arena viruses are RNA viruses. Then the three P's in happy stand for parvovirus, poxvirus, and papova virus. In papova viruses, remember two medically significant viruses are polyoma viruses. Example, John Cunningham virus or JC virus, which causes progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy in HIV infected individuals, and human papilloma virus. And Y stands for nothing. So just remember the names of these happy viruses, which are DNA viruses, and therefore West Nile virus is going to be what? It's an RNA virus. It does not come under the mnemonic happy. Apart from being an RNA virus, this is an arbovirus, that is arthropod borne virus. Arboviruses are those viruses which are transmitted via the agency of an arthropod vector like mosquito or tick. Also remember, it's a flavivirus. It belongs to the Flaviviridae family. So this is about the virus, in general, what kind of a virus this is. Then moving further, the vector of this arbovirus is Culex mosquito, and in nature this virus, West Nile virus, is maintained between the Culex mosquito and the birds. Birds are the amplifier host, as you can see on the screen. This could be an MCQ. Then the virus is happily maintained between the birds and the Culex vector. When this infected Culex mosquito happens to bite horses or human beings, they end up becoming dead end hosts. Now, what is meant by dead end host? Now, guys, dead end host means, let's say there's an infected human being, a human being infected with the West Nile virus, and an innocent Culex mosquito happens to bite this infected human being. Now, the level of viremia is extremely low in case of West Nile virus infection. So, this innocent, that is uninfected Culex mosquito, when bites this infected individual, during the blood meal, the mosquito is not going to gather enough number of viral particles. So this mosquito, after the blood meal, if it goes on to bite somebody else, some other human being who is uninfected, the infection will not be transmitted to that other human being. So that is what is precisely meant by humans being the dead end host, and same applies for horses also. So please remember this. Now, the incubation period in case of West Nile virus infection is 3 to 14 days. The outcomes of infection can be categorized into three. Now, 8 out of 10 people, that is 80% of the infected individuals, are asymptomatic. 1 out of 5 infected individuals, that is 20% of the infected individuals, go on to develop an amalgamation of signs and symptoms, which is known as West Nile fever. Now, 1 in 150 people develop encephalitis or aseptic meningitis, and the case fatality rate in this case is 10%. Now, what is the amalgamation of signs and symptoms which occurs in West Nile fever, which I've written in orange? Now, these signs and symptoms, guys, are as follows. The patients are going to develop fever, sore throat, headaches, generalized body aches, lymphadenopathy. So all of these non-specific features, remember them like this, which I've you can see they are highlighted in pink color. Then the next few features you can remember collectively as a maculopapular rash concentrated mainly on the trunk. Arthralgia is seen, not arthritis. And as far as GI symptoms are concerned, vomiting is seen in patients, and diarrhea is very, very uncommon. And also remember ocular pain. Now, talking about the ocular symptoms, West Nile virus is an arbovirus. I would want to point out over here that dengue, in case of dengue virus, also which is an arthropod borne virus, retroorbital pain is seen, and in case of Zika virus, conjunctivitis is seen. So please remember all of these, these ocular symptoms in case of these arboviruses, which can be asked as MCQs. Now, it's an arbovirus, I have mentioned, and this slide is straight from a sentence taken from Harrison's textbook of infectious diseases, and I quote: severe and fatal hepatic necrosis has been reported in certain individuals in Africa. This is a potential MCQ, please remember this. And this arbovirus is transmitted by the Culex mosquito, but two less commonly encountered modes of transmission of this virus are the two T's. Remember, transplantation of organs and transfusion of blood. This again is straight from Harrison's textbook of infectious diseases, which also, by the way, goes on to mention that infected pregnant ladies can also transmit the virus to their babies. Now, coming to the lab diagnosis, you have seen so far that the signs and symptoms are so non-specific, so that diagnosis of this viral infection rests upon lab confirmation, which can be done by antibody detection in the serum and CSF, and we have got IgM antibody capture ELISA, which can be done, or a fourfold or more increase in IgG antibody can be done in paired sera samples. And being an RNA virus, we can do RT-PCR, that is reverse transcriptase PCR. Please remember, the full form of RT is not real time, it is reverse transcriptase. Okay. Now, RT-PCR is done for the diagnosis of those viruses which have got RNA as their genome. The reverse transcriptase enzyme used in this method first converts the viral RNA in the sample into DNA, and that DNA is then amplified. So please remember this. That's about the lab diagnosis. Now, as far as treatment is concerned, remember FAR. Fluids, the patient should be adequately hydrated, analgesics can be given, and the patient should be advised rest. So guys, that's about West Nile virus. Thank you.